going to teach you all about taking care of Gobi. He likes to lick. Anyway, the most important thing about Gobi is that he needs his exercise. He loves to go outside, so you have to walk him at least every day, at least for 30 minutes. He's a small dog, so he can stay in the house, but he gets really depressed if you don't take him out. I'll give you several different leashes. If you lose one of them, you can use another one. But just be careful. He does pull on the leash a lot, and it does hurt his neck, but it won't kill him. But I usually use it in a choker chain style because if not, then he pulls even harder. So he will pull on the leash a little bit, but you just have to control him and show him who's in charge. And I mean, he does like to sniff things, and you can let him do that. But when you go for a walk, make sure that you're walking and he's walking alongside you, and he's not the one pulling you around telling you where to go, but you're kind of in charge of him. Yeah, he definitely loves to go outside, as you can see. One thing that Gobi does that's kind of annoying is he charges at birds. He chases birds. He's okay with bicycles or people. He doesn't usually charge at them unless they try to provoke him. Like, you'll find some Mongolians, they try to provoke the dog by stomping or making sounds at him. And sometimes Gobi will react by charging at them and kind of growling or snapping at them. But he's never actually bitten anybody. But yeah, sometimes you might feel tempted to let him off his leash. Don't do that, because Gobi is not smart enough. He doesn't understand that cars are coming and that he could definitely get hit by a car. Some dogs, they'll go out with you and they'll stay right next to you the whole time, but not Gobi. He will definitely run away from you. Usually when I bring Gobi back from walking him, I like to wash his feet. You have to do that almost every time because it's so dirty outside. It really doesn't take that long. It takes about 5 minutes just to rinse his feet off and scrub it with some soap. Make sure you rinse it off really well. And after a basic foot washing, you do not need to dry his feet off. You can just let them dry on their own. If you want Gobi to smell good, you're going to have to give him a bath about once a week. Wash him thoroughly, rinse him very well, and even use conditioner at the end and then rinse him off very, very well. The reason for that is if he licks too much soap, he could get sick and throw up. When you're giving Gobi a bath and you have to get water on his head, just be very careful to hold his ears down and don't get any water into his ears. He could lose hearing through that way, and he also doesn't like getting water in his eyes. So I usually put my hand over his ears and eyes to protect him from that, but you still have to rinse his head. He will stand still for it. I mean, he doesn't like the bath a lot. You notice, like, sometimes when his tail's down, that means he's not very happy. But usually during the bath, his tail stays up. You have to dry him with a towel first. First you dry him with a towel. He likes getting his face rubbed off, and then after he gets out of the bath, he's going to go running around trying to rub his face on everything. It's kind of funny, and you just have to let him do it. By the middle of summer, you might notice that Gobi's hair is growing. That's the one good thing about Gobi, is that he doesn't shed, but he does have hair that grows longer. So you're going to have to trim it. He really does not like getting scissors near him, and he might growl at you and stuff. So if your dad or your mom have to trim the hair for him, you're going to have to do that, because otherwise it becomes matted. If you're really not sure about trimming his hair, maybe you can ask Jasmine Baksh to come over and help you trim it, because she's pretty used to that. I think that would be safer for Gobi and for you if you have her do it, but I don't know how you're going to arrange that. It's just up to you. I would suggest don't let him get too shaggy, and he'll probably need his hair cut once every 2 to 3 months. I just put him in the bathtub and I start clipping away at his hair, and I don't get the scissors too close to his skin so they don't rip him. And he has curly hair, so it's pretty easy to just cut and not worry about if it's all even or not. And be careful of his ears, because it's hard to tell where his ears stop and his hair starts. When you're drying Gobi's hair, he likes to play with the towel. He likes to bite it. He likes to do what we call dance with the towel. And you're just going to let him do that, because it keeps him busy. It keeps him distracted so that he can dry his hair. We've been drying it ever since he was a baby, and he's very used to it. Just keep the hairdryer moving and don't get it too close to his skin, because it could burn him. But Gobi does not like being grabbed, and sometimes he will bite you if you harass him too much. But what he does like is getting his ears scratched, his tummy scratched, and we also like to make sure that we keep his eye boogers clean. We don't like to have that build up. And he likes to eat his eye boogers, so good luck with that. Anyway, I give him filtered water, and I put as much food in the bowl, like just, every day I put some in. I always like to have some in the bowl. Like, I don't have a specific feeding time for him, because he'll just eat a little bit and go away and come back. Just let him eat as much as he wants. Just keep his bowl full, and he will control his eating habits. Sometimes he likes to follow you around with the dog food. He'll put some dog food in his mouth, and he'll go to wherever you are, and he'll sit down and eat it next to you, because that means he likes you. Okay, here's his potty. I use old towels, which I'm going to give you. And when he pees on it, sometimes I just cover it up with another towel, because I don't want to be spending all my time cleaning up his potty. And then I use this air freshener, and I'll spray it over top of the potty. I would keep the potty on a linoleum floor or a hardwood floor, because sometimes he does miss, but he's nearby. And just don't get mad at him for it. Just clean it up. And praise him whenever you see him using it. Don't move the potty around. Once you've decided on a location for it, leave it in that spot the whole time he stays with you. That way he can have success in finding it. When Gobi poops on the potty, just take it and flush it in the toilet. And after you've had a few towels for a few days, you can rinse them off and leave them in soaking in a bucket until you have enough to run a load of laundry of the towels. That kind of cuts down on the amount of work you have to do. One thing is, after you leave, you can be pretty much guaranteed that Gobi is going to check the table. He does all the time, as you can see here from this video. We set it up, and within 5 seconds of us locking the door, he was up here checking out the table, sniffing, cleaning up things. So don't get mad at him. I mean, you can tell him no, Gobi, and try to make sure he doesn't get on, but he's going to do it when you're away. So just accept it. Keep all the things he likes. Cookies, he likes anything with oil in it. He likes cheese, he likes meat. So just keep those out of his reach. He likes chips. He's broken into bags of ramen and eaten it. He also likes gim, so just keep those up out of his way. And also, keep the trash up high, because he will go through the trash if you don't keep it out of his reach. And you saw us in our other house, how we had the trash up on a nail.
Roll over. Roll over all the way. Oops. Here's the chair. Good boy. I have to tell him to go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Okay, lay down. Stay. Stay. Hup. That's all I can do, right?
Okay, about picking Gobi up. He doesn't really like to be picked up, but if you're going to pick him up with two hands, supporting his front with your one hand and his rear with your other hand, and do not drop him or let him jump out of your arms, because he is a pretty dainty dog and he could break a bone if he did that. So try not to pick him up. One thing that Gobi likes is he likes his box, so he likes to be with you at night. So if you could keep his box nearby to your bed, he would like that. Sometimes he tries to lay on the bed with you, but if he's in the way, you can just tell him, get in your box. As you can see, he likes to be around people. But when a newcomer enters your house, you're going to have to give him time. Sometimes we put him in the bathroom just to wait until the newcomer comes in and sits down. And once somebody comes in and sits down in the house, then he's kind of okay. He seems like, okay, you've accepted that person. And he'll come in and smell their feet. But that's pretty much what we do to, cut down on the chaos. When you're outside with Gobi and you see other dogs, sometimes the other dogs will try to charge at you and start barking, especially if they're in a pack. The best thing to do in that case is just to look straight at them and walk towards them and lean over and pick up a stone. As soon as dogs in Mongolia see that you're reaching for a stone, they usually run away. Gobi was never really socialized with other dogs, so he hates other dogs. He will try to charge at them, pull on the leash. You really have to try to keep it so that he doesn't see other dogs. And don't try to think that you can introduce him to a dog and he'll be nice. He won't. So that's just a safety tip for you and also for him, because he doesn't understand how weak he is. He'll go up and charge and bite them even though they're biting him. He doesn't understand the danger. So keep him on his leash and away from other dogs. And also for your own safety, never run away from a dog. You should always face the dog and be strong and be dominant and throw something at him. or her so that the dog will run away. Because the worst thing you can do is turn your back, then they will chase you and bite you. There's so much more I could really tell you about him, but I think mostly you'll find out about what he likes and what he doesn't like, and you'll do well taking care of him. I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you offering to take him, and I hope you're blessed by him being part of your family. Have fun. We'll see you in 6 to 8 months. Bye. And also for your own safety, never run away from a dog. You should always face the dog and be strong and be dominant and throw something at him or her so that the dog will run away. Because the worst thing you can do is turn your back, then they will chase you and bite you.